أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to G4 Holy Qur'an Recitation Class for Muta'allimat. As you know, this is our third G4 Quran class. So if anyone is interested in teaching the Holy Quran, then please email us in the same email address in which you received the reminders. And also we monitor your attendance closely. So please pay attention and attend all the classes if possible. Can I ask the ST for a number for Tilawat?
Assalamu alaikum. I would request G4402 to kindly unmute her mic.
G4402, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you recite the Tilawat with Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah?
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. Our Lord, perfect our light for us and forgive us. Surely thou hast power over all things. Al-Tamim 669.
Jazakallah, very well recited. I just want to remind you about this qaf and this one, that we will not pronounce it with a thick sound. We'll just pronounce it with a thin sound. But otherwise, mashallah, very well done. Jazakallah. Moving on, can I have a number for hadith?
Yes, G4305. Kindly unmute your mic. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Can you please recite this hadith for me?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Hazrat Usman bin Raziyallahu anhu, the Holy Prophet said, "The best among you is the one who learns the Quran and teaches it. Khairukum man ta'allama al-Qur'ana wa 'allamahu."
Jazakallah. Hasan al-Jazak. Can I have another student for Malfuzat?
Yes, G4321. Please unmute your mic.
G4321, Assalamu alaikum. G4321.
Okay, I can't unmute her. G432. She's here.
Okay.
G4321 is here.
Okay. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Can you please recite these malfuzat?
Yeah. Study the Quran with deep contemplation and hold it very dear. Love it more than anything else. God has said to me, Al-khairu kulluhu fil Quran, meaning all good is contained in the Quran. This is the truth. Pity those who favor anything besides it. The fountainhead of all your prosperity and salvation lies in the Quran.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Now moving on, I'll hand over to TA as we're going to go through the quiz.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hope you can hear me.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yes.
Okay, so we are going to conduct the quiz now. So the first question is, which of the following prayer is mentioned in the last verse of Surah Al-Baqarah? Is it A, Lord, grant us righteous children? B, Lord, do not punish us if we forget? C, Lord, forgive me and my parents? Or D, Lord, grant us forgiveness? ST, can I have a student, please, to answer the question?
Yes. G4337, kindly unmute your mic.
G4337, Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. G4340.
G4340, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
What do you
I think it's Lord, do not punish us if we forget.
Jazakumullah, let us see. Yes, indeed, it is the correct answer, mashallah. Jazakumullah for your answer. So the next question is, what is Tafkheem in the rules of recitation? Is it A, to pronounce a letter with thick sound, B, to pronounce a letter with thin sound, C, to pronounce a letter with jerking sound, or is it D, to pronounce a letter with nasal sound? ST, can I have a student on mic, please?
Yes. G4329, please unmute your mic.
Assalamu alaikum, G4329. G4.
Walaikum salam. I think it's A, to pronounce a letter with thick sound.
Mashallah, you are indeed right. Tafkheem means to pronounce a letter with thick sound. So moving on to the third question. How many complete chapters or surahs are there in part 1 of the Holy Qur'an? Is it A, 1 chapter, B, 2 chapters, C, 3 chapters, or D, none? Steve, can I have a student, please?
Yes. G4353, please unmute your mic.
G4353, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What do you think is the answer?
Not sure. I think it's B.
B, 2 chapters. But the answer is none, because
No.
the first part or juz starts from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 1, and not from Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay? Jazakumullah. So moving on to the fourth question. What is the meaning of shafatain? Is it A, both ears, B, both upper and lower teeth, C, both lips, or D, both molar teeth? ST, can I have a student, please?
Yes. G4366.
G4366, Assalamu alaikum. G4366, Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. I can't unmute her. Let's try. G4367.
G4367, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. I think it's option C.
Option C, mashallah, yes, you are right. It means both lips. Jazakumullah. The last question is, which chapter or surah contains the first revelation to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is it A, Al-Muzammil, B, Al-Alaq, C, Al-Muddathir, or D, At-Teen? ST, can I have a student, please?
Yes. I would request G4372 to kindly unmute her mic.
G4372, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
What do you think?
G, Surah Al-Alaq.
Surah Al-Alaq, mashallah. Yes, you are right. And Jazakumullah for participating. And Jazakumullah to all other participants. Giving back to DT. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah. So moving on, we are going to go through today's lesson. And today's lesson is about Khulasatul Qawaid, summary of rules. Khulasa means summary and Qawaid means rules. So we would be focusing on revising and recapping the Tajweed and Tartil rules that we have learned so far. There are 29 letters in Arabic, And in terms of shapes and names, however, there are 28 if counted by their phonetic sound, as the letter Alif and Hamza have an identical sound when they carry any stroke or short vowel. So as you can see over here, these are the 29 Arabic letters. The letters in red are thick sound Tafkheem letters, and the letters in blue are soft Tarqiq letters. The ra, sometimes depending on the harakat that's on top of it or at bottom, will be read either thickly or with a thin sound. Now, moving on, one of the most common errors, which are the major errors that come in place, is to mispronounce the harakat. Maybe a fatha will be pronounced with a dhamma, and it will completely change the meaning of the word. So, an'amta, the ta carries a fatha, but if you mispronounce it as an'amtu, so this tu will change the meaning. So with fatha, you blessed. With dhamma, I blessed. So it's a major error. And another hidden error comes as, which is very common, is to prolong the short vowels of fatha, dhamma, or kasra. Or sometimes you forget to prolong the fatha ishbaiya, vertical strokes for at least 2 seconds. For example, fatha, maliki, over here, which means king. But if you prolong it accidentally, it becomes maliki, like over here. And therefore, it's very imperative to stress not to prolong short vowels for more than 1 second, as sometimes it can completely change the meaning of the word. Moving on, we had learned about gunna. So gunna means a prolonged nasal sound that is emitted from the nose pipe. The duration of gunna should be at least for 2 seconds, and there are 2 types of gunna. We know about mim gunna and we know about noon gunna. And usually these words always carry a tashdid sign. So as you can see, we have over here mim mushaddad and noon mushaddad. So they are always carrying a tashdid sign, the small blue sign that you can see. And we will prolong it for 2 seconds with the nasal sound. So over here, Jahannama. And for meme, Ammatik. So I'm doing a waqf here. Just to remember, 2 seconds for gunna sound, nasal sound, and 2 seconds for fatha ishbaiya. So that's in total, we are going to be prolonging for 4 seconds. Okay, and moving on to our next lesson that we are revising is about huruf al-mad. Now, there are 3 long vowels in Arabic, and they're called huruf al-mad. Mad means to prolong, and alif, waw, and ya, as you can see over here, are the 2 letters of mad, 2 letters of prolongation. Now, it's important thing to remember that the letter of mad must be mute with a sukoon or a jazm. They shouldn't carry any fatha, dhamma, or kasra. So for waw madda, the previous letter should always carry a dhamma, as you can see over here. And for ya madda, the preceding letter must always carry a kasra, like over here. And for alif madda, the previous letter has a fatha on top. And the time duration for prolongation is 2 seconds. And the word over here that we can see, nuhiha. So I need to prolong it for at least minimum 2 seconds for huruf al-mad. Moving on, we had learned about huruf al-lin. Lin means to ease. It means softness. There are 2 letters of huruf al-lin, waw sakin and ya sakin. So if a maftuh letter, maftuh means a letter that's carrying a stroke of fatha, appears before waw sakin like here, or a ya sakin like here, then the sound will be softly made like in a half circle for 2 counts or 2 seconds without a jerk. So it's similar like how we know in English, we say bound or may. So here it will be read as qaw, lay, qaw, lay. Moving on, we had learned about Tafkheem. And Tafkheem means thickness and heaviness. And there are 7 letters of Tafkheem. As you can see, we have kha, sod, dod, ghain, ta, qaf, dha. And it's going to be read with a thick and heavy sound. Like, for example, we can see from here, khalidan la sadiq. So with a thick sound. We also learned about majestic lam. So lam mushaddad in the word Allah will be pronounced with a thick and heavy sound if the preceding mutaharrik letter carries a fatha or dhamma. But if the previous mutaharrik letter bears a kasra, then it will be pronounced with a thin and empty sound. So here we have fatha, so it will be a thick sound. Allah. Whereas here we have kasra, so this Allah will be pronounced with a thin sound. Billah. Again, fatha. So qala Allah. Similarly, we also learned about thickness of ra. Ra will be pronounced with a thick and broad sound if it bears the vowel mark of fatha or dhamma. And the same rule will apply to quiescent ra, that is ra with sukoon, if it is preceded by fatha, dhamma, or an alif with or without a vowel, as you can see here. So, raji'un, rubama, and thin sound will be pronounced tarqiq sound if it bears a kasra or kasratain. Rih. So moving on, we also learned about qalqala and its types. Qalqala means to jerk, shake, or vibrate, and haruf al-qalqala means those letters which are pronounced with a jerking sound. As you can see here, we have qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. For easy reference, remember the acronym that's over here. Qutbun, qutbu jaddin. So it contains all the 5 letters of qalqala. Qaf and ta, these two will be pronounced with a thick jerk, the Tafkheem sound, whereas ba, jim, and dal will be pronounced with a thin jerk, the raqiq sound. So qalqala letter must always be mute with a sukoon or jazm. And all qalqala letters either come in the middle of the word or at the end of the word. You will not find qalqala letters at the start. And as you can see here, the types of qalqala. So with sukoon mark within words, ajruhu, with sukoon mark at the end, ukhruj, pausing on a vowel qalqala letter, like if you do a waqf here, furuj, but pausing on a mushaddad qalqala letter, that will be a hard jerk, bil-hajj, jad. So this is about qalqala. Moving on, we also learned about izhar. Izhar means manifestation. As you can see here, these are the 6 letters of haruf al-izhar. Alif, hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. And these are also known as haruf al-halqi, letters of throat or letters of manifestation. So for noon sakin, if a noon sakin or tanween is followed by an izhar letter, any of these 6 letters, it will be pronounced clearly without any sustained nasal sound. So for example, here, yan'awna, and here, an'amta, an'amta, man amana. Moving on, meme sakin is very easy because the only time you'll pronounce it with the nasal sound is if it either has meme or ba. Otherwise, for all other letters, the sound will be pronounced clearly without a nasal sound for any other letters except for meme and ba. So again here, an'amta, lam. So moving on, we also learned about mad zed, extended elongation, and there are 2 types of extended elongation. We have al-maddu saghir, which is the medium long elongation, and you can see over here, this is maddu saghir. It's a thin sword sign, and it will be prolonged for 3 to 5 seconds only. So La ilaha illallah. And then the second one we have is al-madul kabir, extra long elongation. And you can see it's a thick, broad sign of madda. And this will be prolonged for 4 to 6 seconds. So, for example, tusha. So depending on your mode of recitation, it's going to be read between 4 to 6 seconds of prolongation. And rules of prolongation, we can see here a simple meme, and a meme with a harakat for 1 second, a huruf al-mad, it's up to 2 seconds of prolongation, and then maddu saghir, 3 to 5 seconds, and maddu kabir, approximately 4 to 6 seconds. Moving on, we also learned about idgham. Idgham means assimilation, blending, or joining, and merging words. Here we can see 6 letters of idgham, yarmaloon. And 2 of them, ril, just if you remember this, you merge them, you join them without gunna. Whereas yanmu, you join them with 2-second gunna. And the first idgham al-kamil, the first type means complete merging, like over here, ra and la, that you can see. So if after noon sakin or after tanween, lam or ra appears with or without the sign of tashdid, then complete merging will take place and no nasal sound will be produced at all. So we will read here, illam mir rabbihim. Whereas idgham al-nakis, which is partial merging, idgham ma'al gunna, that is with assimilation with a nasal sound, the words yanmu. So if after noon sakin or tanween appears the letters ya, noon, mim, wow, then it will be merged with a prolonged nasal sound for 2 seconds at least. Mim, mal, wal. So 2-second prolongation we have. Then we also learned about lam sakin, assimilation of lam sakin. And lam sakin also appears in the beginning of many Arabic nouns after alif. And there are 2 rules concerning it. So in the first rule, you will merge it. And lam will be completely merged if it carries no mark of sukoon and certain mushaddad letters come after it. Now there are 14 letters as highlighted over here in this sentence. Ibghi hajjaka waqfa aqimah. So these are 14 letters that manifest the lam sakin. So that means merging. And these are called the sun letters. Huruful shamsi, the sun letters. And these are the 14 words that are the sun letters. Wattin, wazaytun, washams. So as you can see, I'm completely merging it and I'm not manifesting the sound of lam sakin. Okay, and then we also have the second rule of manifesting the lam sakin, which will be if it carries a mark of sukoon, the remaining 14 letters known as haruf al-qamariya, the moon letters, as you can see here. So any letters apart from these 14 will be the haruf al-qamari letters, and we will read the lam sound. So over here, huwal awwal wal akhir wal qamar. So in our Holy Quran, usually it's very easy to identify because it will, in our Holy Quran, either you will have nothing on top of lam or it may contain a sukoon. So if it contains a sukoon, it will be read as al-qamar, and it's easy to know al-qamar means moon. So those are the moon letters, and those letters are easy to know that we will pronounce lam. Whereas ash-shams, we will not be pronouncing lam. So it's very easy to know in the Holy Quran. And previously, we just learned about iqlab. Iqlab means to change. If noon sakin or tanween appears before ba, then it will change into mim sakin, and this mim will be pronounced for 2 seconds. Usually a small meme is written in the text called meme maqluba. So as you can see here, we can see small meme and here as well. So this will be read as bi'uhum, bihum, and this one but. So this meme will be pronounced for 2 seconds. Can I ask the ST for a student, please?
Yes, I would request G4348 to kindly unmute her mic.
G4348. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Can I ask you to recite after Ta'awuz Tasmiyah? Recite from this line till here.
Yeah, sure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيذكر
Very good.
منهم اللؤلؤ.
Good. And if you do waqf here, then?
منهم اللؤلؤ.
Excellent.
إن شاء.
Good. So when we do waqf here, what will happen to the fathatain?
Would we just not read it? So would we just do insha and then stop?
So for fathatain, yeah, you will not read the fathatain, but it will become a vertical fatha. So you will prolong it for 2 seconds because we have maddu qabir here. So that's why it's just a rule with maddu qabir that when you have fathatain, it will turn into a vertical fatha.
Oh, okay. So you would prolong the mud as well as the one after it.
Yes.
The hamza. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Do you want
so
to
would
recite it again?
Yeah, sure. So would it be insha?
Very good. Just remember to make a difference. So if this one is for 4 to 6 seconds, the maddu kabir, then prolong it a bit longer than how you will prolong the fatha ishbaiya. Okay. So insha, something like that. Just to make a different sound.
Okay, jazakallah. And then la antum.
Excellent. And do you want to continue with the second line?
Yeah, sure. Wallahi.
Good.
كل امرئ منهم.
Okay, can you recite that again?
Yes. كل امرئ منهم. I think I did that wrong.
Yeah, no, this is better. Just remember to do a 2-second nasal sound.
Okay. كل امرئ منهم.
Excellent, excellent. Next.
نطفة من مني يمنى.
Okay, that's much better. Do you want to try it once again?
Yeah. نطفة من مني يمنى.
Okay, just over here, because there are 2 yas that carry tashdid, so try to not prolong the nasal sound for the kasratain. Okay, so like nutfatam min manijin yumna. Okay, I don't know if that came across correctly in my mic, but this is why, because you have 2 nasal sounds and the third nasal sound is for the ya as well. But jazakallah, asal jaza, very well recited.
Okay,
And
jazakallah.
Jazakallah, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Now
assalam.
we are going to hand over to TA for practice of all these rules.
Assalamu alaikum. Let me share my screen. Hope it is visible now.
Yes.
Okay, Jazakumullah. So, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are now going to practice Surah Al-Furqan, and I would request ST to unmute a student from the practice.
Yes, I would request G4329 to kindly unmute her mic.
G4329, Assalamu alaikum. G4329, Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, we can ask G4317 to unmute her mic, please.
G4317, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Please could you start from Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah?
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
MashaAllah. You can start from here.
From where?
From here.
Okay. أم تحسب أن okay. أكثرهم يسمعون أو يعقلون إن هم إلا كالأنعام بل هم أضل سبيلا ألم تر إلى ربك كيف مد الظل ولو شاء لجعله ساكنا ثم جعلنا الشمس عليه دليلا.
MashaAllah, very well recited. And you clearly pronounced the letters as well, MashaAllah. Only one thing I noticed over here is, do you know which rule you will apply over here?
I probably not able to tell you the exact name of the stroke.
Okay, would you prolong or not? You know, the sound of noon, sakin, will you prolong it or make a clear sound?
No, it has to be prolonged. Like it's not clear one. It's not clear one at all.
Actually, it is the clear one because, you know, this letter, ha, is one of the huruful izhar or huruful halqi, the throat letters. So whenever a noon sakin is followed by one of the throat letters, the sound of noon sakin has to be clearly pronounced. Noon sakin or tanween. Okay?
So in home, yeah?
Yes, excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, only when huruful halqi or the throat letters comes after a noon sakin or tanween.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
otherwise, over here, so you made a pause over here, right? And it is permissible to stop here. But when you're making a pause, how would you read this word?
Zil. So where is the other? Okay. Madda zil.
Yes, excellent, mashallah. So this shadda will be, this fatha will be,
into sukoon.
Yeah, it will be changed into sukoon. So madda zil. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah, you recited very well. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Okay. Walaikum salam. Now, Esti, can I have another student, please?
Yes, sure. The Madishatul Hif student is also here. So should I unmute her or you want another student?
Yes, we can unmute the Hifz student. So today we are having the Tahsinul-Qira session, and we have a guest from the Al-Hafizun Girls section, which Esti would now unmute her.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, dear. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Good. Okay, so you wanted to start from here, right? Verse number.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so over to you. You can start with Tawaz and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وهو الذي أرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته وأنزلنا من السماء ماء طهورا لنحيي به بلدة ميتا ونسقيه مما خلقنا أنعاما وأناسيا كثيرا ولقد صرفناه بينهم ليذكروا فأبى أكثر الناس إلا كفورا ولو شئنا لبعثنا في كل قرية نذيرا فلا تطع الكافرين وجاهدهم به جهادا كبيرا.
Mashallah, you have recited very well, following all the rules perfectly, and your pronunciation was also, mashallah, very good. And Jazakumullah for being an invitation to motivation to us and our students. And I hope and pray that you continue learning holy words of Allah and attain success. Ameen. Jazakumullah, dear. Jazakumullah for coming. Allah Hafiz. Okay, ST. So now we will continue with our students for the practice.
Yes, I would
student
request G4340.
G4340. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay.
From where? From this verse? Shall I start?
Sorry, I was unmuted. Yes, you can start with the Wazan Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Can start from here.
I can't see. I think my internet is slow.
Can you see here?
I can't. Yes. Yes. Now.
Okay.
ألم تر إلى ربك كيف مد ظل ولو شاء لجعله ساكنا ثم جعلنا الشمس عليه دليلا ثم قبضناه إلينا قبضا يسيرا وهو الذي وجعل لكم الليل لباسا والنوم سباتا والنوم سباتا وجعل النهار نشورا.
Jazakumullah, mashallah, you recited very well.
I've done so many mistakes.
Not a lot, only very few. You did well, mashallah. First thing was, can you just read these two words once again?
Okay. Maddazil.
Yes, over here.
Maddazil.
Yes, excellent. Now you recited it perfectly because there is a tashdid over there. So you will have to make a stress over at that.
Maddazil. Yes.
Yes.
And lam has shadda over it. So we have to emphasize on the shadda and make it sukoon also. Yes.
Yes, mashallah, over here. When you are stopping over here, this fatha will change into a sukoon and you have to, pronounce this shadda as well. The sukoon with shadda.
Yes.
And over here, I have noticed that you have prolonged this a bit more. So would you do a nasal sound over here, or would you clearly pronounce for 1 second?
Clear pronunciation. Neem sakin, if followed by ba mutaharik or neem sakin, then only ikfa is done. Otherwise, we have to read it with clear pronunciation. Ashams.
Yes, mashallah. That's now correct. But in the recitation, I think you prolonged it for a bit more. And over here, one thing is, yes, when you stopped here, I think you stopped in subata. Okay, so after that, you can continue with waja'ala because it is starting with the wa. And wa means in English like and.
Okay.
So there was like this sentence is going to complete over here, and this this would be another start. So you can start from here as well. You don't have to start from here. Okay. And you did the waqf correctly, subata. So you did change this into a vertical fatha, mashallah. Yes, you did very well, mashallah. Jazakumullah. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. And ST, can we have another student, please?
Yes, G4404. Sorry, G4407.
G4407, right?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, G4407.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. So
how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am good and hope you are also doing well.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, you can start with Tawuz and Tasmiyah.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
You can start from here.
Okay. وهو الذي أرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته وأنزلنا من السماء ماء طهورا لنحيي به بلدة ميتا ونسقيه مما خلقنا أنعاما وأناسيا كثيرا.
MashaAllah, you recited very well. That I only noticed one small mistake over here. You break in between the word. So always make sure that you either pause before a word or
I was
after.
out of breath.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay, mashallah, you recited very well. So shall I ask you some questions?
Yes, please.
Okay. What role will you apply over here?
It's Harufe Madda.
Yes, mashallah. So this is an alif madda and you will pronounce for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And over here, what kind of letter is seen? Depending on the lam sakin.
Sorry, ask me again.
So which rule will you apply? So you can see there is a lam here, and it is followed by a letter. So you clearly
we will assume fatha on alif.
Okay. Yes. Okay, that's one thing. I mean, would you make clearly produce the sound of lam, or will you
No.
completely ignore the sound of lam?
Yeah.
So
Minastama is a mushaddad letter, so we will join it with
yes.
nun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because sin is a huruf shamsi, you will completely merge the sound of lam. So minas samai. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
And when you paused here, how did you pause over here?
Rahmati.
Okay, mashallah. Yes, yes, jazakumullah. And yeah, one more thing. Which role do you apply here?
It's iqlab.
Yes, mashallah, that's an iqlab, where you will change the sound of
tanween in meme.
Tanween into a meme. Very good, mashallah. Jazakumullah. Jazakumullah. Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so ST, can I have another student, please?
Yes, next student is G4 331.
Assalamu alaikum, G4 331.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Can you start after Tawaz and Tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
You can start from here.
ألم تر إلى ربك كيف مد الظل ولو شاء لجعله ساكنا ثم جعلنا الشمس عليه دليلا ثم قبضناه إلينا قبضا يسيرا.
Mashallah, you recited very well. Only over here, I think you might have prolonged a bit this sound of this fatha. So make sure you do not prolong it, because fatha is only for 1 second.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Can you just read these 2 words then from here?
Ala ja'alahu.
From here.
La ja'alahu sakina.
Sakina. Mashallah, very good. So yeah, other than that, you recited very well. So can you tell me what kind of letter is this one?
Thick letter.
Yes, mashallah, that's a thick letter. That's a Tafkheem letter.
Tafkheem, yep.
Yes. And okay, over here, which rule did you apply?
So it's just joining the dwa to the ya with shadda. So dayasiro. I
Yes.
can't remember.
Yeah, no problem. So this is, you applied the rule of idgham over here. Okay, so partial assimilation, because there is a tanween and it is followed by a ya. Ya mushaddad. Okay, so you will make a partial nasal sound over here for 2 seconds when you are merging these 2 words. Okay.
Qabdan yasira.
MashaAllah, very good. So that's the rule of idgham. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, I think we have completed our time for practice, and now I will hand over to the DT. Jazakumullah everyone for your participation. Assalamu alaikum. Okay.
Jazakallah. Let me just share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask ST for a student, please?
Yes, I would unmute G4343.
G4343. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Can you recite after Ta'awuz Tasmiyah from the first line from here?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر.
Good. And if you do waqf, then?
شهر.
Excellent.
لهب وتب.
Good. And with waqf?
لهب وتب.
Good. And do you remember what sound did you make? Is it qalqala or is it idgham?
قلقلة.
Excellent. And moving on?
غما.
So it's read from here till here.
غما بغم لكي لا.
Okay. Do you see this small meme?
Yeah.
We just went through our last topic. Do you want to try it again? Reading from gham.
غما بغم لكي لا.
Excellent. Good. And just make 2-second nasal sound with meme again.
غما بغم لكي لا.
Very good. And just a reminder to make 2-second nasal sounds for meme mushaddad as well. Moving on next.
ميراث السماوات.
Okay, good. And this is thaw, not ta.
ميراث السماوات.
Very good. And as you know, we went through al-qamar letters and, ash-shams letters, sun letters and the moon letter. Over here, the lam, which letter do you think it is? Foreseen, which letter would it be?
Shamsi.
Shamsi, excellent. And the technique is, if you remember ash-shams is sun letters, and ash, you can't hear the sound of lam. So this is a good technique. If you don't remember which letters, just remember these two words, al-qamar. If there's a lam sound, then it's a moon letter. And if it's ash-shams, then if there is no lam sound, then it is a sun letter. Good, excellent. Moving on, next one.
Allahu azina.
Okay, now this may be confusing, but this alif with the madul kabir is for Hamza. So this is not alif sound. It will be a Hamza sound. Can you do it again?
Allahu azina.
Good. So Allahu adhina. Okay, so we won't make a separate alif sound. It will just be with Hamza because this mad and this alif is to prolong the Hamza. Excellent. And this one as well.
Rida an yusaddiquni.
Good, excellent. And moving on next.
Asa.
Very good. And if you do waqf here, then how will you read it?
Asa'u.
Okay, so this will be changed into a jazm. Okay, because this wa is silent. There is no harakat on it. Okay, so there's only Dhamma, and Dhamma will change into Jazam. So excellent. Jazakallah, Assalam Jazaa, very well recited. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. And now, since we are running out of time, I'll just give a reminder that if anyone else is interested in teaching the Holy Quran, then please email us in the same email address in which you received the reminders. And also, inshallah, see you next week. As you remember, we monitor your attendance closely. So hopefully, inshallah, see you all in our next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.